Hi guys. I'm coming on super late. Who's here? Here. Anyone here? Here. Anyone here? That's here. God, my dog smells. She needs a bath. Hi Loz, how are you, lovely? Well, I'm sorry I'm coming on so late, guys, but I'm obsessed with the Gabby Petito case, as you know, and I've just been watching every news station and every TikToker I can find about it. Did you see that the parents, after 5 weeks of the FBI and the police and the cadaver dogs and the search drones and the amphibious vehicles searching for Brian Laundrie, his parents turned up to the reserve today and after half an hour of walking around, miraculously found evidence. What? Such a fucking joke. Those people must think we are so fucking stupid. And it won't be him. The body they found, the remains they found, will not be Brian. Yes, I call BS too. Which is miraculous. Oh, the first day, we're just going to go there and search. Would you like to come and watch us search, just so you know that we didn't plant anything? Just come and watch, and I'll invite Fox News as well, and we'll just walk on. Oh, look! A journal with all his confession of how he didn't murder her and how they just had a terrible relationship and it was all her fault and she was mentally ill. Look, we found it. In a conveniently white and not dirty dry bag that you take on boats so things don't get wet. And oh my God, miraculously you'll be able to read that it's Brian's handwriting that he wrote before he pissed off on the 8th of fucking September when he left the camping site that we took him to. And then we made up this whole story about that he was here in the swamp. Oh, yeah. Where's the nickname Loz come from? I'm new here. Oh, Lauren, darling. Everyone calls anyone who's Lauren Loz in Australia. How to manifest that someone bought our house. Just imagine that it's sold already. Imagine a phone call with your friend or whatever describing, oh my God, I'm so relieved. We sold it for exactly the price we wanted. And all you need, darling, is for one person to fall in love with it. So just imagine one person walking in and falling in love with your house. You just need one. Mm-hmm. Where does, yeah, that's everyone abbreviates people's names in Australia or adds an O or an A on the end of Shazza, Robbo. Everyone adds O's or A's or shortens people's names in Australia. You can't not have a nickname in Australia. It's very strange not to have a nickname. Anybody got a question? I got the Law and the Promise book today. I can't wait to read it and then get home. Where tonight? Oh, wonderful, darling. Yeah, the Law and the Promise is a great book. Have you ever given up on a manifestation? No, darling, because what you'll end up getting is just what you've given up on. So you'll literally manifest not getting it. That's how it works. Whatever you dominantly assume to be true will be true. So if you dominantly assume that you have to give up and it won't come, it won't come. That's simply how it works. And people go, oh, I have to give up because I feel like I'm being delusional. Okay, well, what you're going to manifest is what you dominantly assume, which is I have to give up. This isn't working. So what you're dominantly going to assume is going to be true, which is this doesn't work, it's not coming, and it won't come. Simply how it works. You're manifesting all day. If you give up, you'll manifest what you've given up on, which is not having it. Loz, please pray. I passed my class for nursing school. Final was today. Why am I praying for you, darling? I don't do praying. I do manifesting. We can call it praying, but why don't you manifest for yourself that you've passed? Why don't you imagine you passed? Why don't you imagine a phone call with a friend telling her you passed? Oh my God, I'm so relieved I passed. Imagine the piece of paper with your result on it. Imagine the email that you received with your results in it. Imagine telling someone that you passed. Thank God I passed my exam. I passed my exam with flying colours. Say that over and over and over until you get the result, darling. How fast does it take to manifest an SP? How the fuck do I know, Chantel? Darling, I'm not in your brain. It takes as long as it takes for you to convince your subconscious mind that it's true. Do you believe it's true? Do you believe he's here already? Do you believe you're together? If you've come from some LOA idiot who told you it takes 17 seconds or 3 weeks or some bullshit, they're bullshitting you, darling. It's going to take you as long as it takes you to convince yourself that you and your SP are together. Are you convinced you're together right now? If you're not, it'll take long until you do that. And then once you've done that, it takes its own time to come about, to be reflected into your 3D reality. Guys, if you're new here and you're asking me about time, I normally get really annoyed about time questions, and I'm not going to go off at you because I've never seen your name before. But when you're asking me about time and how long it takes, you're not understanding that you're meant to be believing that they're here already and you're together already, and you're clearly not doing that, which is why it's going to take you a long time. That makes sense? If you're lost, go and watch number 25 and 41 in the Facebook group, darling, and I will have a whole series about how to manifest your SP coming out in about a month on my TikTok app that goes with the course, okay? I think the remains must be Brian. What do you think, Loz? No, it's not him. There's no fucking way it's him. It won't be him. I will fly to the fucking moon if that's him. It won't be him. They've found 6 people in there so far since they did the searching. It's just another fucking person who was dead by a crocodile, alligator. It won't be him. If it's him, I will eat my words. I'll be so fucking shocked if that's him. Or he just cut off a finger and left it there. It said partial remains. It didn't say his whole body. Could be some poor fucker he's murdered. How to identify dominant thoughts? Or what are you thinking all the time? Write them down. Sit for 20 minutes and write down every fucking thing you're thinking. You'll know what your dominant thoughts are. They'll be there on the page. Welcome, newbies. Ask Loz about the new moon. Rob. Oh, dear. I tested negative for COVID after being in direct contact. I kept affirming I wasn't, thanks to Kat and you. Oh, wonderful, darling. Fuck COVID. Wonderful, darling. Well done, you. I burned the old story yesterday. Felt so nice. A lot has happened in the past month, and where's the rest of it? That's great, Sabrina. A guy, not SP, reflected my old thinking, and I said, okay, cool, and then affirmed, feeling powerful. Okay, don't worry if they reflect the old thinking, darling. Just stop. I've got more work to do. It's all right. Old me's still playing out. New me's catching up. Good, Judy. How do you feel about people saying affirmations aren't that good and that you should visualize instead? Affirmations are just thoughts, darling. If you're listening to some fuckwit who's saying affirmations aren't good, does that fuckwit who said that understand that affirmations are thoughts? Are just new thoughts? Stop listening to that absolute see you next Tuesday who's so fucking dumb that don't even understand what affirming, the word to affirm, means. To say as true. Who is that fuck that you've been watching, darling? Please press not interested because they're as dumb as shit. Guys, visualizing is just thinking with pictures. Affirming is just thinking with words. Who are these fuckwits you've been watching who say this is better than that? It'll just be dependent on you and what works better for your brain. Please stop listening to anyone who tells you what to do. Oh, this is better than that. Is it, bitch? Are you in my subconscious? No, you're not. What the fuck are you talking about? Stop saying things in absolutes like you're a master manifester and you know what's best for my brain. You're not in my fucking brain. Not interested. I was just watching your live 21. Oh, were you, darling? You are fabulous. Fabulous. Thank you, Carrie. Hey, Loz, how can I manifest a situation from the past? What do you mean, manifest a situation from the past? What do you mean? You want to go back to the past, back to the future style and manifest it again? I don't understand. Write what it is you want, darling. I don't understand it. Write the question again. Yes, don't listen to that person, darling. The fortune teller is always saying he has another one. I don't even believe. I don't know why you're going to a fortune teller, darling. All they're doing is reflecting your thinking. So you probably have a fear that they found someone else and that's what that bitch has reflected. Everyone reads your mind, including the fortune teller. I don't know why you're bothering to go there. Finally understand why it all went down the way it did. Had so much more past traumas to heal. Oh, good, Shafrina. So you figured it out, great. What are you saying, Zena? Loz, I feel desperation / void swallowing me up trying to manifest my SP. I feel desperation / a void swallowing me up trying to manifest my SP. What the fuck are you talking about, Zena? You're depressed or having a moment. Okay. Well, don't be swallowed up by the void, darling. Just fucking get your shit together and tomorrow stop being swallowed up. You either want to be swallowed up and you just go, oh, I'm falling apart. Falling apart. Look, guys, I fell apart for about 2 weeks or a week. Okay, fall apart for a bit, Zena, but fucking get your shit together. What's the alternative? Just living in the void. I've been swallowed up in the void. I live in the void. I'm in the void. That sounds like great fun. Fucking get your shit together, darling. Otherwise, stop watching me because we don't lose here. We're not victims. Be a victim for a day and then fucking get over yourself. I was a victim for most of my fucking life with depression. I got over myself pretty quick when I discovered all this shit and realised I was causing my own void. I was in my own hole. I dug the fucking hole and put myself in there. Dig yourself out, darling. What's the best way to kick a bad mood that came out of nowhere? Same thing. Be like, well, I'm having a bad mood. Have a big fucking cry. Have a moment, guys. Have the emotions. Fine. But then tomorrow decide, well, how long am I going to dwell here for? The place you most often return is your dwelling place, and your dwelling place is what will manifest, as Neville says. So where are you most often returning? To depression? To victimhood? To the fucking void that you're swallowed up in? Well, that's what will manifest. A big fucking void in your life. Will he come back? How the fuck do I know Mina is fly? Do I look like a psychic? Does this say psychic, Loz? I'm telling you right now, we won't be coming back if you're asking that on psychic things, because the very fact that you're asking is telling me you don't believe he is, so therefore he won't. That's how this works. A psychic on another page, you will go to another page in a minute, you're going to ask some psychic bitch with a salt lamp if he's coming back, and she's going to say to you, no. And you know why she's going to say no? Because within your question is the fear that he's not coming back because you don't believe he's here already, and they will answer that question with a solid fucking negative. And then you'll go away and cry because you thought some fortune teller or some tarot bitch told you the truth, and all she was doing was reading the fear in that question, which is what I'm doing right now. That's how tarot and, well, especially psychics on here work. They're reading the fear in your question and interpreting it, and then regurgitating back with an interpretation that you believe is true. Got it? Psychic Rob says they'll always come back. Guys, if you believe they're coming back, they're coming back. Loz, do you have to believe 100% they're back in order to manifest? You don't have to believe it, guys. I just want you to think it. You don't have any choice whether to believe or not. Your brain decides that. You don't decide. It's like saying you've gone to the gym and you're like, I'm 100% muscle now. Well, your body decides that, doesn't it? It doesn't matter how many times you went to the gym. Your body decides which percentage of your body is now fat and which is muscle. You don't have a choice. You keep going to the gym and you keep lifting the weights and you keep building the muscle, but you have no idea when that muscle started growing or when that fat started disappearing. You have no control over it. All you can do is do the work. All I'm asking you guys to do is the work, which is the new thinking and the visualizing and the new you, and stepping into the state of I have that now, I am that. And when it comes about, when the muscle starts growing, or when the fat disappears, or when you believe it, is beyond your fucking control. But you don't go to the gym assuming you're not growing the muscle. You don't go to the gym assuming you're not losing fat, because when you do that, that's when you give up. If you went to the gym every day and did 5 days a week, okay, and you had 2 days off, and you believed all the time that you were doing that it wasn't making any difference to your body, you give up pretty quick. They're the ones who go to the gym for a month and then quit because they didn't see massive results easily. But the ones who went for 6 months, they got the results. They weren't looking at the movement straight away in the mirror and expecting to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in a month. But the ones who did 6 months looked great by the end of 6 months. They were patient. They waited. They stopped looking in the fucking mirror. They just believed it was happening. That makes sense? Loz sees herself in us. True. We are each other pushed out. Yes. Can I manifest SP and I in a relationship? We have been sleeping with each other for a year. I want more. Darling, he's probably doing that to you because you feel not good enough in yourself. You don't feel like the girlfriend. You don't feel like he loves you. You feel like he's a fuck boy or he doesn't want a relationship. You got a whole fucking story about him not wanting a relationship with you, not wanting you, not thinking you're his type, or whatever the fuck it is. And therefore he hasn't committed to you, and he could meet another girl tomorrow, not sleep with her or sleep with her and make her his girlfriend because it's all about your thoughts about yourself not feeling good enough to be the girlfriend. That's how you'll manifest a relationship with him, darling. Assume you're in a relationship with him. Assume he's the guy who wants a relationship with you and is in a relationship with you, and start working on your shitty self-concept that got you into a situation where you spent an entire year sleeping with a person and not having established yet if you're the girlfriend. When podcast? Soon, guys, I promise. I did record my first episode yesterday. It was hard. It was hard to just bang on by myself without questions. Got all tongue-tied. Loz, I thought my friend's going to tell me I lost weight when I see her, and she actually did. I was shocked. Oh, wonderful, darling. Great. How do I manifest my current relationship to be perfect? We'll just keep saying my relationship is perfect. My relationship has always been perfect. Say those things. Hang on, guys. Scrolling down. Loz just dropped the mic. What about the gym thing? Loz, I thought my friend's going to tell me. I saw the one. How does there's nothing about me I need to change work when there's stuff I want to change? Well, it's just kind of saying I'm perfect and I'm great. But if that, guys, don't use affirmations that are clunky. Like someone wrote in the fucking questions the other day, I keep saying I'm perfect just the way I am, but I don't believe it because I'm trying to lose weight. Well, fuck, bitch, stop saying that affirmation. Don't just take affirmations wrote from some bitch on a Pinterest or some idiot on TikTok or because you had a call with me and I gave them to you. If they don't work for your brain, don't fucking use them. If you're fighting them every time and thinking, that doesn't sound right to me, there's nothing about me I need to change because I'm constantly trying to change myself and it's clunky, throw it away. Guys, you've got to use your own fucking discernment here. Are you 5? If the affirmation sounds ridiculous to you, like to the point where you just can't possibly, it's not aligning with what you actually want, like, I'm so perfect, but you think you're a fat bitch. Well, don't say I'm perfect just the way I am because you're trying to lose weight. Say weight is falling off me rapidly. Say the one that would actually help you. Jesus Christ. Guys, we can't spoon feed you. You have to actually use your critical thinking here and decipher which affirmation might work for me. Can we manifest a pregnancy? Yes, just imagine you have a baby already, darling. Imagine you're already a mum. I love being a mum. I love being a mum. Being a mum is the greatest job I ever had. My pregnancy was so easy. I love being pregnant. Say those things. Can I help my SP with his self-concept? You don't have to try, darling. All you need to do is see him differently. You don't have to help him. You just see him differently. He's so confident now. He's like Iron Man. He never says yes to people all the time. He says no to people now. He knows how to say no. He's not an overgiver like he used to be. He's so strong and independent and forthright and buff and muscly, and you see him differently. Oh my God, have to use critical thinking here. Yes. I have a strong belief that I'm not good enough. Will affirming be enough to change this? Darling, we all have mostly a strong belief we're not good enough. That's why we're here. Don't be like, oh, well, I can't possibly fix that. Yes, I have a strong belief I'm not good enough. That's how I got to my 40s and had to figure this shit out, darling. Don't beat yourself up that you've got this strong belief. It's called your subconscious running you. Okay, fine. So just start saying, I am more than good enough. Fuck off, brain. Every time your brain tells you you're not, think of every fucking affirmation to throw at it to prove that you are. No, I am, because you know why? Because I'm smart and I'm this and I'm that and other people give me compliments and I'm fucking fuck off, brain bats. Where will your podcast be? It'll be on Spotify, and you just record it through Anchor now. So Anchor used to be, you had to pay Anchor to get rid of their symbol and their advertising, and now it's just owned by Spotify. So as soon as I publish it, it will go straight to Spotify, and then I think you have to apply for it to go to Apple Store and Apple Podcasts and Google Play, but it goes straight to Spotify straight away. And it's not hard to get it on Apple Store because I know I've done one before and it went straight there. Loz, do you believe in quantum jumping? It's literally just stepping from the state of what you are now to the new state. It's just parallel realities, darling. That's all it is. It's just a woo-woo word for parallel realities. It's a new state. Stop listening to anyone who talks about that. What's the name of your podcast on Spotify? It's called You Run This Shit, but I haven't published it yet, so you won't be able to find it. I love sleeping with SP. Can I manifest a relationship and still sleep with him? Yes, guys, you don't have to stop sleeping with them. Just imagine you're together in your mind, okay? Loz, what should I ask myself to figure out what I need to affirm against I am chosen I think isn't specific enough? Well, what do you feel about yourself? Write down all your shitty thoughts you're having. If I am chosen doesn't feel like enough, say I am loved and adored and wanted. Think about the words that would work for you. Guys, use adjectives that actually mean something to you. Just because I say the affirmation, I am chosen, it may not work for you. I am loved, I'm adored, I'm the sexiest bitch alive, I'm the baddest bitch, I'm spectacular, I'm amazing, I'm one of a kind, I'm unique, I'm a unicorn. Use whatever works for you, guys, okay? I'm tired of some coaches acting perfect. We all have the power, period. Oh, look. If someone is acting on here like they know better than you, they're better than you, they're in a higher state of being. If anyone on here who's a manifestation coach is saying something along the lines of, I'm a master at this, I'm in a higher state of being, I'm an influencer, I can't discuss it because now I'm an influencer, you know who I'm talking about. I want you to press not interested because they're so fucking far up their own ass. And one day it'll come spectacularly crashing down. Because how dare they act better than everyone? Neville never acted like he was better than anyone. And he was Neville. These people aren't Neville. I'm a unicorn. Yes, I love that one. How come when they want us, we don't want them, but when they stop trying, we start wanting them more? It's because your fucking self-esteem is in the toilet, darling, otherwise known as your self-concept. It means when someone wants you, you can't believe that they would want you, and you're repelled by their love of you, and you think, why the fuck do you love me so much? What's wrong with you? Because you can't believe you're lovable. And then when they don't want you, it feels so familiar to be rejected that feels good, and therefore it feels good to your subconscious, not to you. You feel terrible, but it feels familiar, so you go after what's familiar and you push away what's unfamiliar. And unfamiliar is loved. So work on your self-concept so that when love does come towards you, you love it and you lap it up and you don't push them away. I heard from my SP and he told me, Mrs. B, oh, Sunset, that's wonderful, darling. So, affirmations can be, I'm lovable. Yes. What could be the reason for why someone is a people pleaser? Because when you were growing up, you saw that modeled by another parent or a caregiver. So maybe your mum overgave and your dad took, or other way around. Okay, that in your family that was equated with love. That's how people showed their love to people. They never said no to people. They gave gifts. They did things for people. They got walked all over sometimes. Okay, or it was actually taught to you that this is what you have to do. You have to be nice. You have to give. You can't be selfish. Don't be selfish. How can I get my SP to talk to me more? Well, just say they're constantly talking to you, darling. Imagine they're constantly talking to you. Imagine constant texts coming in, and just say, he constantly needs to talk to me. He needs to talk to me every day or he doesn't feel right. What was that noise? What do you suggest/recommend as a starting point for those self-concept issues? Which ones, darling? Feeling not chosen? Well, just start saying exactly what I said. Loz, what should I affirm for not feeling used to giving more than receiving? For not feeling used. Okay, so you've got to say, I don't need to give to get love. I'm enough just as I am. I don't need to do anything for anyone to love me. Say those things. Or a variation on that. Loz, so much birds fall down today. Oh, wonderful. Loz did the letter to father who left, and I realised he's the one who missed out. Thank you. He's the one who missed out. Wonderful, Paola. I'm so glad you did that, darling. I remember the live where we talked about that. He is the one who missed out, darling. Can we manifest things from the past to come back, like things we had with our SP? Yes, darling. Is that what you're talking about manifesting the past? So just imagine you've got that relationship back already, and all the beautiful past things are there in your relationship now. If you want to imagine an old scene, guys, that was happy with your SP, put it in the future and imagine it's happening now. What's happening now? So you're on the date, on the beach, or you're sitting watching the sunset, or they gave you that gift. Imagine it now. Or look back on it. Do you remember when he gave me those roses, babe? Now you give me roses every anniversary. You could do things like that. I remember when we went and had sex on the beach that time, and now we do it every Christmas, whatever it is. Okay, use the memory and then use I remember when to remember those things, but now you're together. That would be a good way to do it. I just thought of that then. That'd be a good way to do it. So you use I remember when, think of the memory when you did that, but now you're talking about it like you were together. You can also use it with bad things. I remember when we weren't together and we weren't talking and I was heartbroken, but look at us now, babe. It's our first wedding anniversary. Who would have believed that we didn't speak for a whole year? I remember when it was so awful. I used to people please because I was starved of affection and craved being praised. Ah, yes, Jamie Dean. So what you got from the people pleasing, what you got from the overgiving was the praise and the love and the attention. So you learned to do it more. Absolutely. It may not even be what was modeled. It may be the feelings you got when you did it. And then your brain knew, oh, reward, we're going to do that more. That's how we get love. Yep. I love using I remember when. Yes, it's great. You're fantastic. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, darling. I remember when my SP showed up to apologise. We've been inseparable ever since. That's wonderful, darling. Love that. How to deal with emotions when 3D is different. Stop looking at it, darling. Please stop looking at the 3D and thinking it's real. Please stop letting it affect you. I know it's difficult, but I want you to live in your mind more. I want you not to look at the 3D, or if you do look at the 3D, I want you to say, well, look at this shit show I created. Look at this awful 3P situation or this shit show. I did that. Well, if I did it, I can change it. Words of encouragement for those losing hope. Well, Jasmine, please stop watching me, because that's a ridiculous question. You've been here a lot, and I can't believe you ever wrote that. Thoughts on affirmations. It's a great idea, darling. If it's clunky for your brain to say, I am that, I am this, say, why am I that? Jasmine, you've been here for a long time, and I can't believe you're asking me for words of encouragement for those losing hope. You either understand, Jasmine, that you created the situation with which you're fighting with your brain and saying there's no hope, or you don't. And clearly, after months of watching me, you have not accepted at all that you created this fucking mess, so you're losing hope because you can't understand that you caused it. If you guys can't understand that you caused it, you'll start feeling hopeless. You'll start feeling despondent. You'll start giving up. You'll start feeling like it's delusional because you haven't accepted the plain fact that you created the shit in front of you and therefore you can change it. Jasmine, I beg you, stop watching me and go and watch some other dumb bitch who makes you feel hopeful because you're not understanding that you created this. And therefore that's why you're feeling hopeless. Look at the shit you created, Jasmine. You're a fucking masterful manifester. Could you possibly believe That, oh my God, I created this shit, so of course I can create better shit. Of course I can create what I do want, not what I don't want. You must be in a whole lot of I don't want this thinking, because you're creating a whole lot more of what you don't want. You haven't changed to the what do I want thinking. It's here already thinking. I'm a masterful manifester thinking. You're in hopeful fucking crystals land. You're this or something better, LOA land or something, Jasmine, after you've been here all these months. Why? Have you been listening to me? Can you manifest not being attracted to someone anymore? Yes, just say I'm not attracted to them anymore. They turn me off. They make me disgusted. My skin crawls when I see them. Say that. I'm in serious need of help from you. Well, why, darling? What's the question? What does resistance against your manifestation mean? Just means your brain's fighting you, darling. Don't worry about it. Don't listen to anyone who uses those words. It just means my brain is fighting me. My old self-concept's rearing its ugly head, not believing I can have this. You are your own resistance, guys. Picture SP cheering you on while you work or clean the house. Yes, I love that. Yes, huge part of manifesting that it disciplines you. I love you. The only thing that calmed my anxiety. Oh, good, darling. Damn, okay, lol, I've been officially yelled at by Loz. Got it. All right, Jasmine. Fucking don't come on here and ask that shit again, or I'll block you. My wife sees another man. I can't see her, but still hides feelings for me. My wife sees another man, and I can't see her, but she still hides feelings for me. So you've split up, and now she's with someone else, but she still loves you. Well, of course she still loves you. Imagine that, and imagine that to be true. Just imagine, Zilladan, that they were hurt by her own lie. I don't really understand that. If you want your wife back, I want you to imagine your wife is with you now. You are back together, and forget that other man that she's seeing. Forget all about him. Imagine he didn't ever exist, and just see you and your wife together. We are so blissfully happily married. We are so blissfully happily married. She loves me so much. No one can ever come between us. No one compares to me. She only has eyes for me. Okay? And start working on whatever happened during your relationship that caused her to leave and choose someone else. And it was probably something like, I don't feel chosen. I don't feel loved by her. I'm not enough for her. I'm not good enough. Those feelings. Fix those in yourself, darling. My self-concept throughout the day is so much better when I'm alone at night in my own thoughts than when I'm alone at night. Look, sometimes night times are the worst, guys, because that's when they're not there in the bed with you. That's why I say fall asleep with them as if they're there in the bed. Fall asleep in the wish fulfilled. We're doing a challenge at the moment in the Facebook group. Guys, come and join us. Refrain from order she put in and the guy plays games with her mind. I don't know what you're talking about, darling. Don't understand that question and how it's related to the last bit, but whatever you're talking about, orders, playing games, it's all circumstances. They literally don't matter. You either want your wife back or you don't. Listen to what I said. Imagine you and your wife are back together. I don't care what the circumstances are. She's doing this, she's playing games. It's all bullshit. It's just a story you got about your wife, and therefore you won't be able to get your wife back anytime soon because you're holding some fucking story about your wife's manipulative or she plays games or some shitty story that means you won't be able to get your wife back. You're holding on to the circumstances as if they're real. You created the breakup or your wife going off with someone else with your shitty thinking about not feeling good enough in yourself, or you're feeling like your wife is a game player or manipulative and therefore she turned up that way. Come and watch all my videos in the Facebook group, darling, because you're very, very lost and you're giving me a whole lot of circumstances that literally mean nothing. You can have your wife back in a year or 2 months or a week if you want to, but you've got to get rid of this fucking story you're holding about her, which isn't helping you. When will your podcast be released on Spotify? I have no idea, Dane. I'll probably release the podcast, the website, the courses, and the YouTube all on the same day. Okay? Just all at once. Sorry, I might have missed codependency affirmations. Codependency comes from you feeling like you need other people for love. I need you so much. Without you, I fucking fall apart. It's because when you were a child, you weren't given the love you needed. You were emotionally deprived. You were neglected or ignored, or you weren't given love, or when you were given love, it was taken away, or you were rejected in some way, or abandoned. So you have such a belief that the person is going to leave or die or reject you or not love you, that's why you're codependent on them. And when you find them, you think, oh my God, all my Christmases come at once. This is too good to be true. I can't live without you. And then you become codependent on a person, but it's got nothing to do with them or the qualities in that person. It's because you suddenly felt this love that you haven't felt before, or you feel like you haven't felt before, and you crave it. And without it, you feel like you're nothing. Or when you're with them, you get it, and then you assume they're going to leave or die or reject you or cheat. Something happened in your childhood where you were deprived of love, or someone abandoned you, or you feel not good enough in yourself. So when you are with someone, you need them so badly. That's why. Figure out what that is and then affirm against that shit. I need someone to love me. I need love. Without it, I'm nothing. I am perfect. I don't need for anything. I am loved by everyone. Right, the opposite. Loz, things are escalating quickly, lol. Are they, Emily? Are they just? My God. How to persist even though you're not seeing any movement in 3D. I just did a video about this. Guys, look, you either understand that this is the only reality and this out here is delayed and reflected and a culmination of your previous thinking. You have to go against everything you've ever thought in your whole life, that this is real and this is an imagination and not real and fancy and fanciful and fantasizing. This is real and this is a reflection of what you once thought. If you keep looking at the 3D and looking for movement, you won't be able to do this. And you'll delay your manifestation or not manifest what you want at all because you're looking at it and believing it's real. It's like looking at Santa Claus and believing in Santa Claus and Santa Claus and Santa Claus and Santa Claus and Santa Claus, and your parents are in your mind going, it's just us giving you the presents. We've told you 1,000,000 times. And you're going, I'm believing in Santa Claus. Even Santa's going, bitch, I didn't give you the present. Your parents gave you the present. Makes sense. Well, that's a really bad analogy, but you know what I mean? You're believing something that isn't real. Did you still react and defend yourself when people don't act properly, or you just think you created it? Do you still react and defend yourself? What are you defending yourself against? And react. When did I ever tell you to react? There to share, do I not say constantly, don't react, don't react, don't react? And you just wrote, do you react? No. You don't react, you respond. You think about what you're fucking going to say and do before it comes out of your mouth. Out of your fight or flight response mouth. You don't fucking react. How many times do I say don't react and you just wrote, do you react? Do you listen? What do I say? Don't react. What are you defending yourself against? The thing you caused. It's like saying to someone, slap me in the face, and then they slap you in the face and you're like, ah! I can't believe you did that! Oh my God! And then you react and you defend yourself, or you just fucking ask them to do it. I always say, this is my old story playing out when I see 3D, good, that's a great thing to say. Loz, do you recommend not to see SP social networks while we're manifesting? Absolutely, guys, don't look at it. It'll just throw you off. What? No, Santa? And it's funny watching him change right before my eyes weeks ago. He's saying he doesn't want to go. Oh, what did you say, Mr. We're going where? Shocked by what he is saying to me. Plus, he's emailing me at work and being extra chatty. My God. Doesn't want to go where? Where is he going? Emily, where's he going? Saying he doesn't want to go. Weeks ago, he's saying he doesn't want to go. Where's the rest of it? Go up there. Somewhere, and now he's asking me about it. Where it is. Ah, oh, lovely. Love it, Emily. Keep going, whatever you're doing. Told me the SWX was always more than mind-blowing. The SEX. More than mind-blowing. Why is he talking about that with you, Emily? Should he be talking about that? I wasn't receiving my tracking number, so I said affirmations, it's already here, and I got an email. Oh, why would I? SM small and big manifestations have been coming through my SPSX. Oh, so many. Oh, great. Typo, sorry. No, I know what you meant. Probably better for the algorithm if I don't say that word. My SP and my mum got into an argument. It's a first impression. How can I turn this around? Just imagine it didn't happen, darling. Go and revise it. Imagine it never even happened. Change the scene in your mind. Go back to it. So how does this work when you don't see or talk to the SP? Is it all energy, telepathy? Don't forget about the word energy, darling. It's telepathy. Okay, your thoughts reflect out constantly to other people, and they go in their brain, and then they think them, and then they respond to them. Okay, so it doesn't matter how far apart you are. It works. It doesn't matter if you're in different countries. They were reflecting your thinking when you were together in a room and you didn't even say anything to them, and they started thinking, I don't want to spend time with you. Or when you were together and they started drifting away, pulling away and not returning your texts, you weren't together in the room, were you, when you started thinking, oh my God, he doesn't love me anymore, this relationship isn't working. He started reflecting that thinking at some point when your insecurities started kicking in. That fucking worked, didn't it? So that's the proof that it worked whilst you're in the relationship. So now you're outside of the relationship, it's still fucking working, because the shitty thoughts you had during the relationship that were insecurities and fears, they got reflected to them, they started thinking them, then they said, I don't want to see you anymore, or fuck off and die, or blocked, or whatever the fuck happened to end your relationship was caused by the thinking you were thinking when you were together. You didn't have to be in the same room. You were sending those thoughts out. I'm not good enough for you. You don't want me anymore. You don't want a relationship. You're looking at other girls. You're going to cheat on me. Aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? And then he went, bye. Or you reacted and then you went, bye, and now you want him back. You've been doing it all along. been imagining falling asleep in bed with SP since the new challenge. Guess whose bed I slept in last night? Ah, really, darling? God, that worked fast. We only started the challenge this week. Wonderful, darling. Right? Falling asleep in the wish fulfilled, darling. Excellent idea. So, guys, imagine their arms around you. Imagine falling asleep with your SP. Look at that. Came about so quickly. Loz, how long for them to start thinking our thoughts? How the fuck do I know, darling? I'm not in their brain. No one knows the answer to that. If anyone tells you they know, they're a charlatan. Just imagine it's going in their brain immediately. When we start changing self-concept, it will catch up because reality is a reflection of old thinking. Persistence is key. Yes, darling, exactly. Loz, I forgot because I no longer think about it, but thanks to you, I don't smoke anymore. Oh, really, Millie? You don't smoke anymore? Wonderful. I just used that as an example in an upcoming video about smoking. Oh, wonderful, darling. You don't smoke anymore. That's great. All right, guys, I've got to go soon because I've got a gazillion things to do, including these courses. Manifesting is the bomb. Good, darling. Loz, you and Kimberly going through a moving process. I'm about to as well. Oh, really? You're moving too? Oh, darling, I hope it goes well. Well, not hope. I know it will go well. Manifest it's going to go well. I've been feeling good and happy, but I've been having bad dreams about my SP and advice. Don't worry about the bad dreams, guys. Sometimes the bad dreams are just a reflection purging out of your old fucking thinking. Don't worry about it. Oh my God, Loz, your teeth are so white. You know, it's so weird you just said that. I was looking at my teeth in the mirror this morning and thinking they didn't look white and thinking they needed a clean, and you just said that. But I manifested you reiterating that I look fine. SM, small and big man. Oh, I saw that one. Thank you, darling. Oh my God, was thinking about my teeth this morning too. Oh. No, it doesn't have to be just one SP in the challenge, guys. You can have tons of SPs in your bed. Have an orgy for all I care. All right, guys, I've got to go. Please do follow me if you don't follow me already. I go live twice a day. Put the notification bell on. I normally go live about an hour earlier than this. And I also have a Facebook group, Subconscious Laws, where you can come and join the challenge, ask questions, and watch these videos back. All right, guys. See you later.